Hey, what's up? This is Laidback Luke, DJ and producer, Kung Fu athlete, and dedicated dad. I am currently doing a tour out in Australia. Someone asked me out in the comments how I would do that, like 2 weeks of traveling with only carry-on. I'll show you all of this in the vlog. And we're gonna talk about Justin as well because he has a super important announcement to make. But before we go in, shout out to the comments of last week. Number 1, Mike Fresheza in the comment. And number 2, the one and only Damastic in the comment, which track Elephant I love playing out so much right now. I hopped on Damastic's SoundCloud today and it sounds incredible. What's also incredible for me is that I'm on tour in Australia right now. I'm gonna take you out to Sydney and I'll show you how I do this whole packing thing. Let's go. And so I'm out here in Sydney, Australia on this Australian tour. Can't believe I left the European summer. It's the winter just started here. It's rainy, it's cold, it's freezing. It's been a crazy couple of days. I've been packing up all my stuff for 3 days in a row. Did a bunch of shows here. Ended up in Sydney. I'm gonna get inside really quickly and show you how this is done with all the luggage on tour. But before I start telling you about luggage and everything you need to know about packing lightly for 2 weeks, let's go into my first show, which was in Newcastle in Australia. Let's go. Back here from the club. Something very odd happened tonight. I was playing and the sound kept on cutting out and I was having signal all over the Denon player, so it wasn't the players. And so I had to finish off my set earlier. I couldn't go on like that and I'm terribly sorry for the people that came out to this club tonight. This just means that I'll need to get back to Newcastle and do it all over again. Back to you, Luke in Sydney. Thank you very much, Luke in Newcastle, and right now I'm going to tell you about the number one. You can always look into the closet. So usually in here inside of the closet there's a plastic bag. I see they don't have it here at the Hyatt in Sydney. So it's a laundry bag and you can see all the prices and that's where you need to put your laundry in. It also gets very expensive. Washing your clothes at a hotel is easily half the price of what your clothes actually costs to wash it per item. And so number 2 is you could bring a big suitcase, but this is not recommendable. So on this tour we've been traveling with a couple of big cases. It's just the Denon gear we are bringing along, and the pitfall for this is that at each and every single airport you check in, you need to actually go to the check-in desk and check in those big suitcases. And then after the travel, you need to wait at the luggage belt as well. And usually with just a small carry-on, we don't do that. And so when you take over 200 flights a year like I do, this will save you a lot of time. Not to mention the risk of your suitcase not arriving. And speaking of traveling, before I continue, I will show you my show I had at the Gold Coast in Australia. Here we go. So the number 3 thing you could do as a DJ on tour is do it just like Steve Aoki. Now Steve has a very elaborate rider and he travels a ton on carry-on as well, and in his rider are pieces of clothing like socks and underwear that he needs on tour, and the promoter arranges these for him. I don't do that. I want to keep my rider as simple as possible because then you'll have less mistakes and you're less dependent on people. And so I'm going to show you how I pack for a tour like this. And so we'll figure out how this right here is sufficient for 2 weeks of traveling. I would recommend 7 shirts. So for each day, 1 shirt. I think I'm gone for like 13 days now. These are my show shirts. So I'm playing 5 shows here. So these are 5 shirts. Black for DJs because DJs sweat on stage, and on black t-shirts you don't really see the sweat. Got my pajama pants. This is my fitness workout gear. This is my kung fu workout gear. 2 pairs of pants, and then I have 2 like long sleeve like hoodies, or usually I wear this for travel and then this to shows, or my jacket. 2 hats, 3, I think I have 3 right here. The gray cap as well, 3 hats. And in this laptop bag I have my underwear and my socks, and so I have 7 boxer shorts with me and 7 pairs of socks. And here, just 1 pair of shoes with me. I'll work out in these, go to clubs in these, travel with these, so that will save a lot of space. And so yeah, it does get a little bit stinky and it does get a little bit tricky. I totally forgot you could even wash your clothes in the sink, but this is a tricky one because your clothes won't dry in 1 day, so I never ever really do that. But balance it out like this, balance it out like I do, and it's just doable. And I can already hear you guys thinking, where is this whole Justin announcement and what are we doing right here? I will show you what Justin has to say. Very important news after my show at HQ Complex out in Adelaide.
We make the sound, now make it loud. We make the sound, where the people freak out. We make the sound, now make it loud. Loud, 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 loud. Now make it loud, 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 loud. Now make it loud. We make the sound, where the people freak out. People freak out.
Okay, so we're here with Justin in his room. Big announcement, of course, but before we announce, people don't know you're like an entrepreneur, right? Tell us about your company in the Netherlands.
My company, Just In Case. My company exists for 10 years now. Yeah, and it grew out to be one of the biggest companies in the Netherlands to work with artists, like stage management, artist logistics, hostesses, everything that has to do with events and artists. That's what we do.
So at a certain point you decided you wanted to do some tour managing, and
yes.
And so why did you think that? What was the magic for you?
When artists from different countries come to the Netherlands, I usually like drive them to the clubs, the hotels, the restaurants, or whatever they wanted to do. And I thought it would be cool if I could do it in like globally, like all around the world. Here
we are, almost 3 years later,
3
right?
years later, yes.
And I remember I was having the first conversation and I thought, this is the guy, you know, we shook hands and we were like, see you on tour and everything. So now it's time for the big announcement.
I'm gonna quit touring, guys. People only see the good stuff, even especially when I post my stuff on social media. I was like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm doing this and that. But nobody sees that we have 2 hours of sleep a night and then have to go back in the plane again, back in the car rides, plane rides, boat rides, no sleep, sound check, and just do the show, and then, you know, and then it repeats itself. I missed every birthday of my dad, family members, friends, everything, and it just got to me, man. And
we tour all year round. There's no real breaks. And then whenever you get back home, you actually just want to sleep. And, you know, the girlfriend wants to go out, your boys want to hang, and all you do is just want to bundle up because in like 2.5 days, you're out to another country again. Obviously, a lot of you that are watching have become fans of Justin, so this is a little bit of a goodbye, but it's not as sad as you think because the future is bright for Just In Case. Tell us more.
It's not like we're saying goodbye forever because I supply tour management for several artists, not only Luke. And so I'm gonna hire the best people I know to support Luke on his future tours, and it stays under the Just In Case flag. And that's not only it, I'm starting up a new company with my boy Timo again, and we're gonna start an artist management company now. And so yeah, it's time for the next step.
It's a little bit of a goodbye. Make sure to leave in your comments what you thought about Justin, what you think about him leaving. So Justin, I'm just gonna shake your hand. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for all your hard work. It's been tough. I was very close and saw you go through this. So right here is gonna be a little bit of a Headhunters tribute to Justin.
Just when you see you're finally moving, right then you know you're here to stay. Just when you feel your heart sinking, seem like that guy's the way. Don't hesitate. Sweet serenade.
Ik vond het echt dope, grap. Serieus. Bedankt voor alles, grap. Serieus. Bedankt, man.
Give me a like as well if you almost had a tear with the Justin outro there. It's true, I'm gonna miss Justin very much. The years flew by, and as you can see, we had wonderful times together, and by now he really knows how I function on tour, what I need on tour, and he put such hard work and dedication in, and I am genuinely sorry that he's leaving. Make sure to reach out on his Instagram as well. It's Justin on Tour. He will appreciate any message you can give him. I really appreciate this awesome Australian tour as well. It's really good to be back, so shout out to all the Australian clubs I played at in Newcastle, in Adelaide, and at the Gold Coast. I have 2 more shows and the other weekend left on my Australian tour, so make sure to subscribe right now so you don't miss out and see how the other shows are going. Next week, I know you guys are hungry for me to do another demo listening vlog, but since there's almost 350 comments on an average on each vlog that I make, I am actually going to answer a bunch of the comment questions that I've seen that I need to answer that I can't really make a vlog about. So many of you with questions. I have the answers. Make sure to tune back in next week. Until then, L's up, rave safely, and salute.